need to get...
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Banks Braves baseball. Banks looking for their second straight win after an 11-1 10-run rule victory in 5 innings yesterday over North Eugene. The Highlanders picked up the first run of the game in their first series of at-bats in the top half of the first after Braves starter Colton Hesselman allowed 1 run on 2 hits to start the game, but then settled down, allowing just 1 hitter through the next 4 innings on a complete 1-run, 3-hit, 5-inning masterful performance over the North Eugene Highlanders. The Banks Braves scored a run in the bottom of the second to tie it, and then answered with 5 in the fourth and 5 in the fifth for the 11-1 victory. Joining me again, as always, is my broadcast partner, Jonathan Lee. Jonathan, what are your thoughts on yesterday's game?
Well, 8 different Braves recorded at least a hit in that game, and Banks batted around twice in the 4th and 5th innings. The 4th inning, they sent 10 men to the plate, and then the 5th inning, they would have sent 10 to the plate, but the game ended after the 9th man came up. 4 of those Braves hitters that had at least one hit in the game, 4 of them had multiple hit games, including Charlie White, who was 3 for 4 with 3 RBI and 2 runs scored. And Logan Kind was also 3 for 4 with a couple of runs scored and an RBI. And Justin Walters was 2 for 3 as well. And, of course, Colton Hesselman was 2 for 2 on the day with 3 runs batted in. And he also struck out 7 in his 5 innings of work. And we're about ready for our national anthem here today, as it's the Gladstone Gladiators who are coming off of a 6-5 loss yesterday in Newport. They lost to the Henley Hornets 6-5, and I think Trevor is just about ready here to get going for our national anthem. And introductions here at Ron Tonkin Field, just about ready. We've got the umpires that are coming out here. We're about 6 minutes away from first pitch at 1 o'clock this afternoon on a partly cloudy day here at the home of the Hillsboro Hops, the hoppiest place on earth. Banks Braves coming in with a record of 3-1 after yesterday's win over 5A North Eugene. Gladstone was 4-0 before they lost to Henley yesterday at the Newport Spring Break Tournament. I believe that was probably, I don't know if it was a round-robin format or a regular tournament, but it was the last game of the tournament, so it was either just the last game of round-robin play or it was the championship game. But nonetheless, Henley took the game 6-5, so Gladstone 4-1 coming into today's game. Looks like the umpires are meeting with head coach Joe Baumgartner, the coach of the Banks Braves, and they are awaiting the head coach for the Gladstone Gladiators, who is making a slow walk to home plate to do the coaching, the pregame talk. Our umpires were a little bit delayed getting here today. We were wondering where they were, but probably stuck in traffic, that Friday afternoon commute, as we are here on the west side of the Portland metro area. Coaches will do their talk, and we'll get set. We'll look at the defensive lineup today for the Banks Braves when they take the field. We believe, as talking with Joe Baumgartner before the pregame, the Banks Braves will be the home team. They are in the third base dugout, which in high school and college denotes the home team of baseball. But, of course, you want to throw some controversy in the mix. They're in professional ranks, both in the major leagues and here when the Hillsboro Hops take the field. The home dugout is the first base side, which is occupied by the Gladstone Gladiators. And the OSAA website today signifies Gladstone as being the home team, but the Braves also play at Gladstone in a True Root game on Tuesday. So Banks owning this game as their home game, as a home and home. And another home and home exchange coming up next week. Banks will be hosting their home opener next Wednesday. They will host the North Marion Huskies, who they just lost to 1-0 last Tuesday. So that's a look at the Banks schedule coming up after today. Banks will have the weekend off to rest and take some BP and get ready for a couple of big games next week. Tuesday at Gladstone. Wednesday, their home opener at Banks, 5 o'clock next Wednesday night against the North Marion Huskies. Setting the defense for the Banks Braves today, the star of the show yesterday on the mound, Colton Hesselman, will go into the outfield. He'll be the left fielder for the Banks Braves, left field to center field, left to right. Wyatt Selleck will be in center field, Jack Lyda in right field, and the infield for the Banks Braves, Justin Walters will be at the hot corner once again, Wyatt Hesselman at shortstop, Harry Gardner at second base, and Charlie White will be over there at first base. Ashton Crossan gets to start behind the plate today, and the starting pitcher for the Banks Braves is Logan Kind. That's the starting lineup for the Banks Braves, and the starting lineup defensively, or at least we'll get their defensive starting lineups a little bit later on. But for the Gladstone Gladiators, their starting lineup, as they will be the designated visiting team and will have the first ups in this game. Charlie Peace will play left field and lead things off for the Gladstone Gladiators. He'll be followed by Blake Hoffman, the first baseman, batting second. Brady Owen will bat third for Gladstone and play center field. Hayden Smith will bat cleanup, and he is the starting pitcher for Gladstone. Garrett Finch, his battery mate at catcher, will bat fifth. Asher Gonzalez, the third baseman for Gladstone, bats sixth. Isaiah Connor is the starting pitcher. Beg your pardon, Hayden Smith is at shortstop. Isaiah Connor is the starting pitcher. He bats seventh. Bryson Bryan, great name, second baseman for Gladstone, bats eighth. And the designated hitter, Ethan Walsh, who pitched yesterday through 83 innings for Gladstone in that 6-5 loss to Henley at the Newport Spring Break Tournament. So Ethan Walsh not available for a full return by OSAA pitch rules until Monday. He needs 3 days rest for throwing over 81 pitches. But he will be the DH today, batting ninth. He'll bat for Cohen Davis, who plays in right field. So that is the lineup for today's game. It's the Gladstone Gladiators, 4-1 out of the Tri-Valley Conference, taking on the Banks Braves, who come in 3-1, coming off of that 11-1 run roll win over North Eugene. Banks, of course, hailing from the Coapa League. The final baseball season in the Coapa League for the Banks Braves for at least the next 3 or 4 years, as they will be dropping down to the Class 3A Coastal Range League, beginning with the 2022-23 sports season. A lot of controversy there. We'll get into that maybe down the line, but a lot of controversy there in Brave Nation. Some coaches a little bit hesitant, reluctant to make the move, especially in football, and rightfully so. I got to agree. Banks has been very, very competitive in 4A and established many great relationships. And I say, I've seen, we talked about North Eugene. We played them yesterday. I remember North Eugene a couple of years ago. They played football in 4A, and the rest of their sports, they were in 5A. So I know it can be done, and maybe this is a little bit of a memo to the OSAA. Hey, let's look at that over the summer and consider keeping Banks in football for 4A and having them go down, if you need to, have them go down to 3A and the rest of the sports. But I stand by anybody who says, hey, we want to stay in 4A. I think Banks belongs in 4A in football, because they've very competitive. They got a great chance to win the league yet again and defend their league title in the 4A Coapa League. And that would just be, in my view of things, that would be a crime shame for Banks to have to leave the 4A Coapa League in football. You might be looking at, well, I'll leave it at that, but you might coaches might start looking at some other vacancies in higher classifications if that were to happen. That's usually what happens in other schools when that happens, is they say, hey, I want to coach up. If you're not going to let us play up, I'm going to go coach up, and then you start losing good personnel because of different decisions. So we're going to send it over to our public address and play-by-play announcer Trevor Beard for today's starting lineup.
Number 2 at first base, Charlie White. Number 10 in left field, Colton Hesselman. Number 18, starting pitcher, Logan Kine. Number 20, catcher, Ashton Crossan. Number 17 in center field, Wyatt Selleck. Number 5, designated hitter, Christian Lyda. Number 4 at second base, Harry Gardner. Number 3 at third base, Justin Walters. And playing in right field but not hitting this afternoon, number 5, Jack Lyda. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand and remove your hats for today's national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to Banks Braves Baseball. Thanks to Jonathan Lee for taking over pregame duties while also handling public address responsibilities. Logan Kine will get the start today for the Banks Braves as he begins to warm up with catcher Ashton Crossan. Banks 2-1 with wins over Estacada and North Eugene. A 1-0 loss at North Marion on Tuesday.
Looks like we got the same umpiring crew as we had yesterday, or at least the same home plate umpire. I recognize the stature and of our home plate umpire. So we'll see if that strike zone is a little bit different today, or if it's the same quickly moving approach that it had, as a lot of the corners were being called and expanded, like the inside corner as it really ran inside yesterday, giving the pitchers the strikes out there. And that's just that's actually good. Thinking about it, that's actually kind of good mechanics, because you want hitters to come up to the plate and hit the baseball and put the ball in play. You don't want them just standing there taking a bunch of pitches every day, because that's boring for everybody involved, and it really slows the game down. So that is a point of emphasis in speeding the game up.
Leading off for the Gladstone Gladiators, number 2, left fielder Charlie Pease. Gladstone will be in their road black uniforms, gray numerals with orange trim, gray pants, black and orange stirrups. Very similar color scheme to the Baltimore Orioles. First pitch from Logan is down the low and outside for ball 1.
First pitch comes exactly at 1:07 Pacific time, 58 degrees in Hillsboro and mostly cloudy sky.
Pitch from Logan catches the outside corner. That time looked further outside than the first pitch. Evens the count, 1-1 strike. Banks in their new pristine white and pinstripe uniforms with Braves in cursive lettering across the chest. Navy blue helmets with kind of a mustard gold bill. Logan Kine throwing back-to-back strikes, a pitch away from retiring the leadoff hitter. Swung on and missed on a pitch that drops in the dirt, gets away from Crossan for a moment, but he tags Peace for out number 1. Batting for Gladstone, number 11, first baseman Ben Hoffman. And pitch misses for ball 1 outside. One-0 pitch, fastball on the outside corner, blew it past him, evens the count 1-1. Logan Kine likely to become the starter next year for Braves football at the tight end position after Charlie White will continue his career after graduating this year, playing at Portland State next season. That one's fouled off, sprayed off the first base side over the top, out of play. Has some length and stature, might also see a little bit more playing time next year on the basketball team, as got in late in a couple of big convincing wins for the Braves. That pitch misses up and outside, evens the count 2-2.
Outfield for the Braves playing kind of shallow and pretty much straight up.
2-2 pitch misses downstairs in the dirt. Count is full, 3-2 strikes. Full count pitch, swung on and fisted foul straight back into the top center of the screen behind home plate. Count remains full, 3-2, 1 out. Three-two pitch from Logan is squibbed foul off the third base side. Count still full, 3-2 strikes. Thanks, Braves Baseball, presented by Jason Bond Remodeling. Want to thank all of our sponsors this season, as always, for helping us bring you Banks Braves High School Athletics. The 3-2 from Logan, high leg kick for the left-hander, popped straight up behind home plate. Crossan makes the catch. Nice job to readjust. Back against the screen for out number 2. And Logan Kine 1 out away from retiring the side here to start the game.
Yeah, that was a great, fantastic job by Crossan to get up out of his crouch and
at the plate for the Gladiators,
throw the hockey star, throw the catcher's
Brady
helmet away behind him and just keep his eye on the ball all the way and up into the sky. And looks like he might have lost it there, but as you mentioned, Trevor, readjusted and reached back with his glove, made a fantastic catch.
First pitch from Logan's grounded hard to the shortstop, and throw to first is low, but Charlie able to dig it out. Shortstop Wyatt Hesselman making the throw to first. So Logan Kine does indeed retire the side in order. We've played half an inning. Gladstone, no runs, no hits, no errors, no score after a half inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the first in 1 minute.
Thinking about updating your kitchen or bath? James Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They offer stone countertop fabrication and installation and cabinet installation services. They'll do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based locally in Washington County, they'll do jobs in most Portland metro locations. Call 503-753-9993 or email jasonbondremodeling@gmail.com. Jason Bond Remodeling, Oregon CCV number 227733.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
And we're back, bottom of the first inning. Gladstone goes down in order to start the game. Leading off for the Braves will be, as has been the case all season, early first three games. Number one, shortstop Wyatt Hesselman, followed by Charlie White at first, and Colton Hesselman getting the start in left field today, not pitching. Logan Kine doing a nice job to start the game. He'll bat fourth, today's starting pitcher.
Setting the defense for the Gladstone Gladiators. First in the outfield, left to right, Charlie Pease in left field. Brady Owen plays center field. Cohen Daves
Leading
is
off for the
in
Braves,
right field.
shortstop number one,
And the
Wyatt
infield, left to
Hesselman.
right. Starting at the hot corner is Asher Gonzalez. Hayden Smith is at shortstop. Bryson Bryan, great name for baseball, playing second base. Hoffman is at first base. Garrett Finch behind the plate. And first pitch delivered by Isaiah Connors, right in there for a ball. Trevor?
Thank you. First pitch misses low, it down between the knees of Gladiators catcher Garrett Finch. The 1-0 is belted over the head of the shortstop into left field for a leadoff single for Wyatt Hesselman.
Well, the Banks Braves bats stay hot right out of the chute here, and if that continues, and Gladstone continues to have empty on their offense, we might be seeing another run rule shortened game here today, because Banks is just really feeling it right now. That was I heard from as the kids say back in the 90s, rip a shot, kid. Well, yeah, Wyatt really ripped a shot there.
First pitch nearly hits Charlie, spins out of the way, ball one inside. Braves have scored 19 runs in their two victories and allowed just 4 in 3 games this season. One of those a 1-0 defensive battle in a loss at North Marion. Pitch is downstairs, nearly gets away from Finch, but 2-0 the count to Charlie White, and might be taking here. Definitely expect him to take if the count goes to 3-0.
A little bit more sunshine breaking through the clouds here at Ron Tonkin Field, clearing out some of those mid to high level clouds.
Connor looks at first, delivers to Charlie, and this one's lifted to shallow left center. Shortstop going out back to make the catch, about 15 feet deep into the outfield for out number one.
Yeah, that's a pitch that Charlie probably should have held off on there, a little bit up
At
in
the
the
plate for the
zone,
Braves,
and
number 10,
just gonna
left
pop
fielder
those up
Colton
every
Hesselman.
time. And it just not if it's not something you can get behind the ball and drive it, probably just want to leave it alone with the 2-0 count.
Runner at first, one out. Gladstone looking for a ground ball, double play to get out of the inning. Colton Hesselman, left-handed hitter at the plate. Connor looks at first, fires to the plate, swung on, and lifted foul over towards the concession stands, over onto the baseball side of officially known as Hillsborough Stadium. Football side, Hillsborough Stadium. Baseball side, Ron Tonkin Field. Beautiful facility in the center of Hillsborough, right off Highway 26, ran by Hillsborough Parks and Rec, and also managed by the Hillsborough Hops. Pitch, curveball, has started high, has started to drop as it came across the plate, but apparently not enough, as it's ruled ball one ball and one strike.
multi-use facility here. Many baseball fields and softball fields, all with artificial surfaces.
1-1 pitch is knuckled straight back, a little bit off the third base side, behind home plate into the top of the screen. Count goes to 1-2 with one out and a runner at first. Wyatt Hesselman after a leadoff single.
Also home of the Portland State Vikings softball team.
Throw to first. Ooh, nearly threw it away, but able to make the snow cone catch, leaping to make the grab is Ben Hoffman over at first for the Gladiators. Otherwise, Wyatt Hesselman would have been at second. The 1-2 to his brother Colton. After a look at first, pitch is fired to the plate. Hit and run in play, and it's going to be past the diving second baseman. And they're going to hold up Wyatt at first. And again, Hesselman brothers so good at getting on base. And both of them do so via the base hit here in the bottom of the first. Now runners at the corners with just one out.
Well, Colton Hesselman just sitting dead
Batting
red
for the
on a
Braves, starting
fastball
pitcher,
right
number
there.
18,
Got one on the
Logan Kind.
outside part of the strike zone, and he just ripped his shot right past the diving second baseman, Bryson Bryan. There was nothing Bryson could do about that one. Just gets off into right field, and now we got a Hesselman on each corner.
Pitch coming from Isaiah Connor. Ooh, called a late strike. 0-1 the count to Logan Kind.
Yep. Same home plate umpire, same strike called on the corner.
Hesselman's first team All-State for baseball. Not involved in a lot of other sports. Colton also starting kicker for the Braves, first team All-League last year, as Logan Kind swings and misses at strike two.
Logan's eyes were as big as flying saucers that time. He saw something he really liked, but a little bit late on the swing.
The 0-2 from Connor, payoff pitch, curveball, framed nicely, maybe a little bit outside, ruled ball one. See the movement on that pitch from up here.
Nice idea for Gladstone to try and go out there with this umpire, being generous with the corners out there, and that's a spot that, sometimes he'll call a strike on. So why not try the corners?
Time called momentarily. Now sidestep delivery to Logan Kind. High bouncer to first will just be the tag at the base, and that will score Wyatt Hesselman to give the Braves the early 1-0 lead with two outs in the bottom of the first.
Well, it goes as an out for Logan Kind, but he gets the job
20,
done.
It's
not a sacrifice; it's an actual RBI that time. So, adding to his RBI total and getting the job done and getting the Braves on the board first.
Crossan steps out.
But Colton Hesselman also moves up to second on the play, and Braves keep a runner in scoring position, but with two outs now.
1-0 Braves, bottom of the first inning. The pitch from Connor, curveball, nice pitch right down the chute. 0-1. Connor's been ahead in the count, I think, to all the Braves hitters he's faced early. Connor fires to the plate, too late call, ruled strike two. Looked down below the knees off the outside part of the plate, but 0-2. And looking for a payoff pitch to get out of the inning, allowing just the one run as he faces Ashton Crossan.
Part of that, too, of getting that strike call was the catching ability of Garrett Finch, who did a nice job of bringing that ball back up and putting it right there in the strike zone. So it all leads to the play, and that's why umpires are actually taught to wait a little bit on the strike zone to see where the ball is if it's gonna be hittable, and run it through.
Time called again for just a moment. This one slapped at and grounded right back up the middle, and picked up by the shortstop. Throw to first is in time from Hayden Smith to Ben Hoffman for out number 3. But the Braves do get a run on a pair of Hesselman hits. And we head to the top of the second. My broadcast partner, Jonathan Lee, will have play calling duties next inning when we return in 1 minute.
Thinking about buying or selling a home? Sarah Hesselman, realtor with Keller Williams Realty, will help you with your real estate needs. Call 503-313-0748 or email Sarah at sarahhesselman.com. Serving your community daily and proud to support the starting lineup of your Banks Braves. Sarah Hesselman, realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Call 503-313-0748.
Rankings are important numbers in determining Oregon high school playoffs. So are rankings when choosing a lender to help you with purchasing or refinancing your home. Our local community home loan expert, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, is ready to help you win the day. Call Christy today for all of your home loan needs at 503-327-5302 or caliberhomeloans.com/kvanmeter. Christy Van Meter, NMLS number 1700271, state licensed in Oregon, an equal housing lender. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
And now for the top of the second inning, here's my broadcast partner, Jonathan Lee.
So one complete, and it's the Banks Braves that have the first blood here in this game, 1-0. Hopefully Gladstone doesn't follow the script of Banks yesterday, where North Eugene jumped on top first, and Banks scored to level in the second inning. We'll see what Logan Kine can do here in the top of the second inning, as Logan shut down the Gladiators 1-2-3 in the first frame, and with one strikeout, striking out the first batter he faced. And so we'll see how he does against the middle part of the lineup for Gladstone. 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Hayden Smith, Garrett Finch, and Asher Gonzalez. Logan has the baseball there as you see it on the video screen. Goes into the wind, and the pitch is right down Broadway. Strike one called. Kind of froze the hitter Hayden Smith. Was right there, maybe not expecting to be right down the middle. Logan goes into the wind, and a great job by Ashton Crossan to keep that ball in front of him, as that was a little bit low and inside, and Ashton able to stop that. That's why catchers are called the backstop down there, and doing a great job. 1-1 is the count. The 1-1 delivery from the southpaw, Logan, is right there, right over the plate. And Logan is quickly ahead, 1-2. Infield pretty much straight up. Normal positions for Banks behind Logan Kine. Goes into the wind, and the 1-2 on its way. It's fouled back over everybody out of the stadium towards the right side. And we'll come back and tee it up again with a ball and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the second inning at Ron Tonkin Field, 4A non-league game. Both teams 4A today. Gladstone from the Tri-Valley Conference. Banks from the Kawapa. Logan Kind gets the sign, goes into his motion. Here's the 1-2 offering. It's laced right back up the middle. Great job by Logan Kind to stab it and kind of run with the baseball and flip it over to the first baseman, Charlie White, for the first out.
Still early, I know, but nice job by Logan Kind retiring the first 4 batters he's faced.
And that was a great job of Logan Kind.
Catcher Garrett Finch.
Great job of Logan Kind to field his position, as that was a hot shot right back at him. And sometimes you're not really ready for that because you're on the back end of your motion there. But Logan did a great job to recover. Here's the first pitch to Garrett Finch. Looked good, but maybe just a little bit too low, below the knees for ball 1. So opens up Finch with a ball, and that might be one of very few times Logan has started behind a hitter. The 1-0 on the way, a little bit too high, ball 2. Garrett Finch, the Gladstone catcher, so he's well aware of where those pitches are going to be and how the ump is going to call them. Has that same vantage point. The 2-0 on its way, that's low, ball 3. So a 3-0 count here to Garrett Finch. And Logan Kind is in danger of
Be the first base runner of the game.
giving
for
up a
Gladstone.
base runner. The kick, the 3-0, it's upstairs, ball 4, and that ends a string of 8 straight retired by Banks
Batting
pitching.
for Gladstone, number 12, third baseman Asher Gonzalez.
Colton Hesselman shut down the final 4 batters he faced yesterday, and then Logan Kind set down the first 4 he faced today. So 8 straight over the last 2 days, and that ends with a walk to Garrett Finch, a 1-out walk. And we'll see what Asher Gonzalez can do for Gladstone to see if the Gladiators can pull even here in the top of the second. Throw back over to first just to let Mr. Finch know that they're aware that he's over there. Logan Kind has that benefit of being left-handed. He can see very well what's happening over there at first. Here's the pitch. It is right there. Umpire taking some time before making the call, wanted to be sure of it. Yep, confirms. It's strike 1 to Asher Gonzalez, the right-handed hitter, against the left-handed pitcher. Here comes the 0-1 offering, and it is low and inside. Kind of a rush throw, I think, that time by Logan Kind, and a little bit too much oomph behind it. So it's 1-1. The 5th ball of 6 pitches thrown by Logan here in the second inning. Trying to find that strike zone again. Here's the 1-1, and it's laced down the right field side, down the first base side, and out of play. So 1-2.
Nearly got a camera, a photographer down there for Gladstone, just 1 row over the top of her head. Would have sent her to the hospital for sure, at least, if that one hit her in the head.
Always be aware when you're going to sit down low like that at a baseball game at any level. Always have your eyes on the play. Never take your eye off the ball. That's how people can get hurt for sure. Throw back over to first base by Logan Kind, and back safely with ease is Garrett Finch. Again, just letting Finch know, hey, I haven't forgotten about you. I see you. 1-2 is the count to Asher Gonzalez. Kind checks the runner. Here's the 1-2 offering. It's upstairs, ball 2. Evens the count. Isaiah Connor on deck for the Gladstone Gladiators as the 7th person in the Gladstone rotation. Time called right now as Gonzalez stands out of the box to get the sign. Now he digs in and ready to go. Logan looking into Ashton for the sign. Has it? Nope. Going to go over to first, and now we got a rundown between first and second. Throw comes right down to the second baseman, Harry Gardner. Or actually, it was Wyatt Hesselman covering, but getting in safely at second is Garrett Finch. And so Gladstone with a runner into scoring position with 1 out. So now a good hard-hit single into the outfield should get this game tied for the Gladiators.
And it takes away the double play.
Logan will rethink things with a 2-2 count now, and here comes the offering. It's swung on and fouled back behind home plate into the stands and get through the net and into the stands behind home plate. Doesn't happen often here, but it does happen, as we've just seen. So the count remains 2-2 to Asher Gonzalez, number 12. Back of those black Gladstone jerseys and gray pants. Minus the orange stripes on the sleeve, they almost look like the Beavers road combination, the Oregon State Beavers. O-State Ballers. Have a game tonight at 6. 2-2 offering is outside, ball 3. Beavers playing at California tonight at 6 o'clock.
Well, Gladstone's official colors are black and beaver orange. That's the official name of the shade of orange in their uniforms.
Yep. Finch takes a healthy lead from second. Here's the 3-2, and there's a big swing and a miss from Asher Gonzalez and a huge strikeout for
Batting for Gladstone, starting
Logan
pitcher number
Kind,
4,
and that's the
Isaiah
second
Connor.
out of the inning. So that'll keep Garrett Finch right back there at second base, and Logan Kind 1 out away from getting out of this mini jam as he'll face his pitching mate Isaiah Connor. Now with 2 outs. Logan checks the runner. The kick, the pitch, swung on and belted to the right side. Charlie White giving chase, going back and makes a catch! Charlie White with a fantastic job to readjust and make the catch in foul territory, and Isaiah Connor is retired on 1 pitch. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. That was a walk. We head to the bottom of the second. Banks 1, Gladstone nothing. We'll be back after this from LaHaye and Wanna Credit Union.
You could save hundreds of dollars by moving another loan over to Wanna Credit Union. Receive cash or make no payments for 90 days. Get started by visiting wana.fcu.org. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsboro. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahays.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
To the bottom of the second we go. The home half of the second here at Ron Tonkin Field. It's going to be 6, 7, and 8 for the Banks Braves. Wyatt Selleck will lead things off against the right-handed pitcher of Gladstone, Isaiah Connor, on for his second inning of work as the relay throw comes down to second. And Wyatt Selleck will stand in to the batter's box, take a couple of last swings, look down at his third base coach down there to get the sign. That would be Coach Joe down there, I believe, in third base, doing the coaching duties at third base. And here is the first offering to Wyatt Selleck. And it is right in there, a little bit low, but right in the zone for strike 1. Christian Lyda will be the next hitter. He'll be batting for his brother Jack Lyda today. The 0-1 is a swing and a miss, swung on by Wyatt Selleck. With Wyatt, it seems to be batting for his cut. Yeah. Thank you, Trevor. Colton batting for Jack, his cousin. The 0-2 is ripped right at the shortstop. Hayden Smith throws over to his first baseman, Hoffman, who had to dig to get that ball, dig it out of the dirt. But he does so, and Wyatt Selleck is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the second.
Christian Lyda.
6-3, you keep it score. Christian Lyda, the designated hitter for the Banks Braves, batting for Jack Lyda, who's playing in right field. Connor with the pitch. It's in the dirt, gets away from his battery mate Finch, and count opens up to Christian Lyda. 1 ball, no strike. Good eye by Christian as he digs in again, ready for pitch number 2 of this at bat. Working very quickly as Connor out there, and that one gets way outside of the zone. In fact, it went into the other batter's box. So it's 2-0 to Christian Lyda.
Almost throwing too quick there that time, missing the plate.
The 2-0 on its way, and it is swung on, popped straight up to center field. Giving chase is Hoffman. He'll get back there and make the catch, or that is Brady Owen, beg your pardon, took a couple steps to his left, my right, your right as you watch things.
Banks,
and
4,
Christian Lyda is retired. F8, second out of the inning. And starting to settle in a little bit now is Isaiah Connor as he set down his 4th straight Brave batter. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Harry Gardner, who had 2 hits yesterday. Harry Gardner also drove in the go-ahead run that started that 5-run 4th inning. First pitch was a strike, and now it's a ball, so evens the count at 1-1 to Harry Gardner in his first at-bat today. The only freshman on the Banks varsity roster. The 1-1 from Connor on its way, and it's swung on a miss. A big cut by Harry Gardner. I think he was looking to do a little gardening and yard work with that swing. But hold up there, partner. Simmer down. 1-2, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 offering from the pitcher, and it's swung on and missed a little bit high, and down goes Harry Gardner swinging for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played two complete here from Rontucken Field. It's still Banks 1, Gladstone nothing. You're listening to Banks Baseball, presented by Jason Bond Remodeling.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand it's more than a farm, it's your life. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect what you've worked for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves.
Call American Family Agent Terry Powell in Gaston, 503-521-8842.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, S.I., and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
American Family Insurance.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post. And we're back top of the third inning. Banks still with a 1-0 lead. 1 run on 2 hits from the Hesselman boys in the bottom of the first. Gladstone got a base runner last inning with a walk given up by Logan Kind.
Taking a look at some of the other games happening today around the 4A of the OSAA. Coquille is at Siuslaw.
Bryson Bryan.
Klamath Union visits Bonanza. Corbett is playing at Taft. They start at 4 o'clock today. Junction City is at the Cascade Christian Tourney, as well as Seaside Jewel as well. Valley Catholic taking on Nissa at the Les Schwab Grant Union tournament at Grant Union in John Day.
First pitch from Logan Kind misses downstairs and in to Bryson Bryan for ball 1. The 1-0 from the left-hander is slapped down the right field side, and making the catch for the Braves is Jack Lyda for out number 1.
Great job by Jack to get a beat on that one all the way, and he had to kind of jog in a little bit.
Kind of making
that's in that area over there where the infamous Arkansas Triangle that dropped a couple of years ago, the College World Series, and it basically turned Arkansas's fate from a national champion into a loser. It gave Oregon State the chance to come back and win that game and force a Game 3.
We talked about the baseball gods during the break, and I think I remember that game well. I think the baseball gods were definitely on Oregon State's side on that play.
Every time I see a ball like that hitting that zone, I'm always reminded of that, the Arkansas Triangle.
Pitch misses upstairs for ball 2 to Gladstone hitter Ethan Walsh, designated hitter, wrapping up the first time through the order for Gladstone. Pitch from Logan, right in the gut, but able to recover after having it hit off his stomach. Doesn't appear to be any worse for the wear. Out number 2 after a comebacker right at him, right in the stomach of Logan Kind. We go to the top of the order for out with 2 outs, number 2, left fielder Charlie Pease. Restarting the top of the order for Gladstone, left fielder number 2, Charlie Pease, second time at the plate.
Well, another fantastic web gem for Logan Kind, showing that he can field his position as he did so last inning. Gladstone Gladiator pitchers hitting it right up the middle, right at the pitcher, but Logan Kind taking it in stride.
Pitch from Logan is on the outside corner for strike one. Looking to retire the side again here in the top of the third. All Braves pitching have multiple duties. Logan Kind, normally everyday first baseman. Pitch misses way upstairs that time, 1-1. So showing his versatility as a fielder and pitcher on a couple of plays here early on comebackers. The 1-1 from Logan kicks in. This one is making a late move. It's going to get away from Wyatt Hesselman. And that should go as a base hit. Probably, well, the first of the day given up by Logan Kind. And it's a, probably should have been ruled a single, turned into a double. I think they're going to get a pinch runner for Charlie Pease at second as he's, or just maybe turning in his, just taking off his.
Yeah, he's just taking the batting gloves off. Getting into his
batting
base
for
coach.
Gladstone, first baseman.
Yeah,
Ben
that's a tough one to score. I think that's going to be a hit all the way on that one because, with the sun kind of popping out behind the clouds, that has a little bit of a factor too, and I think that that might have been a little bit of sun shielded right there. As Wyatt came in, broke on the ball initially, and then I think he lost it in the clouds or the sun up there. There is some high to mid-level cloudiness, and the sun breaking through that can play into that. So I think that's a casualty of the sun out there.
It looked like there was some movement on the ball, too, as it got into the outfield on the fly ball. A little bit of wind. Out, see the flag moving in left field. And this one's lifted to left, making a late move and diving. Did he make the grab?
No.
Yes! Incredible play to save a run by the left fielder, Colton Hesselman. Again, the Hesselman boys do it, saving a run for Logan Kind on an incredible SportsCenter type play from Colton Hesselman to make the diving grab. Late call by the infield umpire between second and third to keep the score at a 1-0 lead for the Braves as we head to the bottom of the third.
Well, that was a great mechanic by the home plate umpire. He just waited for Colton to show him the ball, and he came up with the baseball and said, "Hey, I have it," and out-recorded.
So we'll take a 1-minute break and head to the bottom of the third. When we return, it's still Banks 1 and Gladstone 0 after a web gem from Colton Hesselman in left to keep the runner from second at scoring. We'll be back in 1 minute after this from Amy Downs.
Have you ever wanted to explore the option of purchasing a home or refinancing your current home to lower your interest rate or get cash back for debt consolidation? I'm Amy Downs, a senior loan officer with Diamond Residential Mortgage Corporation, and I pride myself on working with complete transparency, honesty, and integrity throughout the loan process and beyond. Call me at 360-513-6808 today. NMLS 1583279. Licensed loan originator in Oregon, Washington, Tennessee, Texas, and Arizona.
Diamond Residential Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 186805. Licensed by the Oregon Division of Financial Regulation under the Oregon Mortgage Lending License number ML-5206. All rates, fees, and loan terms are subject to formal loan applications, credit risk appraisal evaluation, and other lending criteria. Programs, rates, terms, and conditions are subject to change without notice. Right. First pitch to Jack Lyda Justin Walters is outside for ball one. Batting for the Braves, number 3, third baseman, bottom of the order, Justin Walters. Pitch is swung on, and inside the left field line is going to be a base hit for Justin Walters, being sent to second, and close play, slides in safely just ahead of the throw, and the Braves have a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the third.
Well, that time, that ball went perfectly in the direction that we saw last Friday, a week ago today, when Charlie White ripped a shot in the second inning down the third base line.
Top of the order for the Braves at the plate, number 1, shortstop Wyatt Hesselman. Connor looks at second. Looks again. Steps and fires, and got away, threw it behind Hesselman, and that's going to send Walters to third as the ball gets away from Garrett Finch all the way over towards the on-deck circle for the Braves behind home plate. One out the count with a runner at third. Almost hit just Wyatt Hesselman. Justin Walters, the runner at third base after a leadoff single or double inside the left field line. Pitches outside and in the dirt for ball two.
That was another wild pitch that time by Isaiah Connor, but a great job by Garrett Finch to keep that one in front of him as he got out of his crouch and to his right to keep that from going to the backstop.
Pitch from Connor. Hesselman shows bunt, then brings the bat back and takes the first strike at the at-bat, 2-1.
Yeah, that was right down the middle that time, but not the pitch that Hesselman wanted, that he was looking for.
2-1 from Isaiah Connor, kicks and misses way outside. Nice job by Garrett Finch to block that one as that was clear out on the right side of the batter's box. 3-1. Otherwise, Justin Walters would have came across home plate. 3-1 from Connor, maybe getting a little bit tired. This one's waved at, and it'll be caught, but should be deep enough to score Walters as the throw is well off the mark off the first base side. And another run scores on an out for the Braves. Both their runs now scored on outs, and they now have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the third.
Well, it's all about doing the little things in a baseball game, and you don't always have to hit them out of the park. You don't always have to go big with 2 or 3 run triples. You can do the little things, bunt them over, sacrifice outs, sacrifice flyouts. It's called manufacturing runs, and that's what the Banks Braves are doing right now. Another run manufactured right there on the flyout.
Nobody warming up in either bullpen. Bottom of the third, 1 out. Braves a 2-0 lead. First pitch from Connor. Curveball misses down and in the dirt. Ball 1, a little bit inside. The 1-0 to the big redhead is swung on and missed. Home run swing. I think he may have foul tipped it into the glove of catcher Garrett Finch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Don't try to do too much. Just make good contact with the ball and get on. Get on, get him over, get him in.
1-1 pitch, swung on, and that's belted to left. And it's going to be caught, though, as it's going to stay deep left field. Looked like it initially had a little more distance on it. 2 outs for the Braves, and left fielder Colton Hesselman at the plate.
Good contact out the bat and got up there high in the air, but when it got in the jet stream, it got lost in the jet stream, which died it down in a hurry. Too much air under at that time.
Lefty versus righty. Colton Hesselman steps into the right side of the batter's box, and that one's driven deep to right. And over the head of the right fielder, probably going to go as a 2-out double. And Colton Hesselman 2 for 2 in the afternoon. And with a run scored, and now in scoring position with 2 outs. And Logan Kind, a chance to help his own effort at the plate with 2 outs and a chance to drive in a run.
Well, stay hot, young man, as the sophomore Colton Hesselman continues his red-hot hitting over the last 24 hours or so. Now 4 for 4 for the Banks Braves. That's his second double in as many games.
It was the Hesselman brothers giving Braves their first run in the bottom of the first. And now Colton Hesselman is going to get third after a wild pitch. Gets away from Finch all the way to the backstop. And now 2 outs and a runner at third, Colton Hesselman.
Well, that happened in the first inning as well, as Colton reached on a base hit in the first inning, and then he advanced to second on a ground out by Logan Kind, and then another pass ball got him over to third. And he was stranded there, but we'll see if the outcome can be different here in the bottom of the second with just 1 out.
Pitch is swung on by Logan Kind, And it's belted deep to right. It's going to score a run all the way up against the wall. And almost the same exact spot as Colton Hesselman. Back-to-back fly balls deep to right. Nobody warming up in the Gladstone bullpen, and it makes the score 3-0 after back-to-back doubles to the right field wall by Colton Hesselman and Logan Kind.
Well, Logan Kind with his second RBI of
Batting
the
for the Braves,
day.
number 20,
He
catcher
plated the
Ashton
first
Crossan.
run in the first inning, and now he plates the second run of the inning, third run of the game. It's a 3-0 Banks Braves lead here in the bottom of the third.
Back-to-back doubles bounced up against the fence near the 325 marker near the right field line.
Third double of this inning for the Banks Braves.
Pitch from Connor over through that one, missed off the plate for ball one. 3-0 bottom of the third, 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning for Banks. Actually, just 2 hits. The first run scored on the second or first out of the inning. Swung on and foul tipped off the bat of Ashton Crossan. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sacrifice fly to right for the first out, scored the second run for Banks, the first run of the third inning. 2 runs in, a 3-0 lead. The pitch from Connor, kicks and curveball, nice pitch, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Connor a pitch away from getting out of the inning, giving up just the 2 runs. The 1-2 to Crossan, looks at second. Connor. Fires and hits him in the foot, and that's going to put runners at the corners with 2 outs. And really surprised Gladstone still does not have anybody warming up in the bullpen.
Well, like I said, their pitcher
Batting for
Ethan
the Braves,
Walsh
center fielder, number
pitched
17,
83
Wyatt
innings yesterday at Newport.
Pinch runner.
Or didn't pitch 83 innings. He threw 83
Pinch runner
pitches
for Ashton
yesterday
Crossan
at the
first, number
Newport
19,
tournament. So
Blake Jewett.
sure that bullpen is probably a little taxed, and having played at the last 3 games of that tournament. I'm sure a little bit spent back there, so probably don't have a lot of arms available, because there is, depending on how many pitches a young student athlete threw, there is rest. It goes from 1 to 3 days, and so you've got only a certain number of innings that you're able to pitch.
Plus, making the trip to Newport, that's not a short trip across the street. The pitch to Wyatt Selleck catches the outside corner for strike 1. Newport about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from the Portland area.
Yeah, and we're not sure of their travel itineraries, but likely probably spent the night in Newport and then catching this game on the way back to Gladstone.
Strike 1 pitch ruled a controversial strike on the outside corner at the knees, 0-2.
Well, anything on that corner, as we've seen yesterday and today, anything on that corner, this home plate umpire will call it a strike.
Runner at first again. Runners at first and second. Connor looking for a payoff pitch. This one swung on and lifted behind home plate. Finch throws off the mask and makes the catch up near the screen for out number 3. But the Braves get 2 runs on 2 hits, a couple of doubles, and a sacrifice fly. And after 3 now complete, it's Banks 3 and the Gladstone Gladiators nothing. We'll be back with the top of the 4th, and my broadcast partner, Jonathan Lee, will have the call in the 4th inning after this from Chris Resek at Edward Jones, Forest Grove.
In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call on someone who's invested in your success. I'm Chris Recheck, your Forest Grove Edward Jones financial advisor. At Edward Jones, we believe in building a complete picture of your financial life, including your goals and passions, so we can help you work toward achieving what's most important to you. Call me at 503-359-4092 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street Pizza.
To the top of the fourth we go here at Ron Tonkin Field as the Banks Braves infield will gather at the mound and do a little come together with a little fist bump, get on the same page, and ready to dispatch the Gladstone Gladiators in order once again, as they have done. They did after giving up a leadoff walk in the last inning. They shut them down 1-2-3. We'll see if they can do it 1-2-3 actually like they did in the first. Here to start the fourth, it'll be 3-4-5, the heart of the order for Gladstone. Brady Owen first up to greet the southpaw Logan Kind, entering his fourth inning of work out there on the bump for the Banks Braves, ranked number 3 in the state of Oregon in Class 4A. First offering is high and way outside. That one was kind of came off of the fingertips. I saw that. It came right off of Logan's fingertips a little bit earlier than he wanted. And sailed outside for ball 1.
Nice curve action to it, though.
Logan has a sign. Here's the wind and the 1-0. Outside, low, ball 2. 2-0 to Brady Owen. Hayden Smith is on deck, and Garrett Finch is behind him. First 3 scheduled hitters for Gladstone here in the top of the fourth. The 2-0 on its way from Logan Kind, and a check swing, and didn't need to check it at all anyways because that would have been a called strike anyways. Beautiful pitch from Logan Kind, and count now 2-1. Full sunshine here once again as clouds break. The 2-2 offering from Logan is on its way. Swing and a miss, as that was looking at ball 3, but he swung at it, so it's a strikeout. It goes down as Brady Owen is a first out here in the fourth inning. And that is, quickly looking at the scorecard, the third strikeout in the third innings that Logan Kind has pitched today. Logan making his second outing of the season, second start of the season. And up the bat is Hayden Smith. First pitch to him is a little bit low.
He must have started in the North Marion game because the only other person that started has been Colton Hesselman.
He did start in North Marion. The 1-0 is ripped right at the hot corner. Third baseman Justin Walters up with it and throws a laser right over to Charlie White for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth for the Gladstone Gladiators. If you are a Banks Brave Tribe member, you like to see that one. And like to see Garrett Finch go down as well. And this would be impressive for Logan Kind, as this is the heart of the Gladstone order. And the Gladiators, Trevor, not a slouch program. They're a very good baseball program.
Historically a playoff team. The last of the Triple Crown season, the baseball state championship, the last of 3 state titles won that year. That playoff run included a 13-inning win over Gladstone at home, a broadcast marathon that took about 3.5 hours. In fact, that game took so long we were nearing darkness, and there was talk about either moving it to Pacific University under the lights or continuing it in the 13th inning the following day.
I believe a strike called on the second pitch there from Logan Kind. 1-1 is the count to Garrett Finch, and here's the offering. It's low and inside, and it's 1-2 is the count now.
Both these pitchers, I think, starting to get a little bit tired. Look like they're overthrowing the ball, holding on to it a little bit long, and pounding it into the dirt.
2-1 is the count, beg your pardon. 2 balls and a strike. And here's the 2-1 offering from Logan Kynes. Swung on and fouled back to the wall behind home plate. And that'll run the count to Garrett Finch. The 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Nobody on. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Banks leading it 3-0, putting up a crooked number in the bottom of the 3rd to extend their lead. Scored 1 in the bottom of the 1st and 2 last inning. Here comes the 2-2 offering from Logan Kind. It is swung on and missed. Strike 3. See ya later, Garrett Finch. Have a seat, son. You're done. And so are the Gladstone Gladiators. 1-2-3 go the Glads. And that is going to put the books on the top of the 4th inning. We go to the home half of the 4th. Our score still the Banks Braves 3 and the Gladstone Gladiators 0. This is Banks Baseball, presented by Jason Bond Remodeling.
Andy McNabb Allstate in North Plains is your local Allstate agent. Located at 10120 Northwest Glencoe, across from Subway. She has 20 years of Allstate experience providing auto, home, renters, life, and other insurance products. Get a quote and receive a $10 gift card. Andy McNabb Allstate. Call 503-433-5030. That's 503-433-5030.
Northside Rock Products in North Plains is where you can get gravel products directly from the quarry. They service contractors as well as homeowners. They can get rock straight from the quarry that's essential for paths, driveways, under concrete slabs and roads, as it packs and condenses well. Northside Rock Products offers a variety of quality crushed rock and fill material, as well as boulders and specialty rock. They offer trucks for hire for contractor work. Northside Rock Products can bring their mobile crusher to your jobs for on-site crushing and screening. Delivery is available. Get all you need at low winter rates. Northside Rock Products LLC on Northwest Dixie Mountain Road in North Plains. NorthsideRockProductsLLC.com.
Long. To the home half of the 4th inning we go here at Ron Tonkin Field, leading things off for the Banks Braves, who lead it 3-0 and looking to add some insurance runs to their 3-run lead.
The bottom of the 4th for the Braves, number
7,
5,
8, and 9.
Designated hitter Christian Lyda.
7, 8, 9 in the lineup for Banks. It'll be Christian Lyda, the designated hitter, followed by Harry Gardner, and then Justin Walters. Justin Walters led off the last inning with a double. Came around to score on a sac fly by Wyatt Hesselman. After he, I think he believe he moved to 3rd on a pass ball or a wild pitch. Ready to start the 4th inning, standing in is Christian Lyda. And first pitch to him is the high part of that strike zone. It's a called strike 1, 0-1. Christian Lyda may be the starting quarterback for the Banks Braves football team next year.
Likely.
It's either him or Ashton Crossan. The 0-1 is upstairs, but it was a breaking ball, and it just broke in right there in the strike zone, and the umpire liked it and called the punch for strike 2.
Unless there's somebody transferring into the district next year that we don't know about yet.
The 0-2 is on the outside part of the corner. Christian Lyda couldn't catch up to that one, and he's done. Strike 3. First out of the bottom of the 4th.
Second baseman Harry Gardner at the plate for Banks.
That is just the first strikeout recorded by Isaiah Connor here in his 4th inning of work. He'll stand up against Harry Gardner, and that's a little bit low. It looked like it missed, but call it a strike, and it's 0-1.
Cut the right front corner of the plate.
Pitching out of the wind is Connor. The kick, the pitch, and it's swung on, driven to the right field, and it's going to drop in. One hop for a single, a one-out single for Harry Gardner, and he continues to see the ball well. And the Banks Braves have something cooking here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out.
Bottom of the order, number
and
3,
Justin
third baseman,
Walters standing in. Justin Walters yesterday was 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. So far today, he doubled last inning, a leadoff double, and came around to score. So that's 3 for 4 in the last 2 days for Justin Walters, the sophomore third baseman for your Banks Braves. Batting here with an RBI opportunity with Gardner at first. Here's the pitch. It's up high. Ball 2 to Justin Walters. So a little bit of momentum there for Gladstone there with the strikeout from Isaiah Connor, but now pressing a little bit now and getting taxed with the single to right field by Gardner, and now goes down 3 balls, no strikes to Justin Walters. Isaiah Connor pretty much all over the place. He's good when he's on, and then when he loses it, he's up. But Trevor, as you and I were talking about before the break, looking a little tired out there, and it's the 4th game in 4 days for Gladstone, and that travel from Newport. I mean, not adding excuses. I mean, every team goes through it this time of the year, but for a young student athlete, that's a lot. Finally finds the strike zone there as Justin Walters taking all the way on the 3-0 count. Runs it to 3-1. So 3-1, hitter's delight. We'll see what Justin can do here. Connor comes set. The 3-1 is inside, high and inside, and it backs. Actually, it looks like it might have hit him unless, no, yeah, that's right. It was 3-1. It's high and inside in ball 4. So
Top of the
walks
order,
Justin
stepping up
Walters.
to the plate, number 1, shortstop Wyatt Hesselman.
And Harry Gardner trots on down to second base. So with 1 out, we've got a runner in scoring position, 2 runners on, and yeah, Wyatt Hesselman time.
Already 2 for 2. How great would it be if he had another base hit for another RBI in this situation?
Well, Colton is 2 for 2, but Wyatt 1 for 2 after the sac fly in the 3rd inning.
Finally, somebody warming up in the Gladstone bullpen deep down the right field line.
Yeah, this is the inning that Banks really separated yesterday against North Eugene. Put up a 5 spot and sent 10 men to the plate in the home half of the 4th, and it took a 1-1 tie into a 6-1 lead. Here's the first offering to Hesselman. It's up high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Wyatt Hesselman. The elder Hesselman, Wyatt the junior, Colton, his brother, the sophomore. Wyatt also the kicker. All-league kicker for the Banks Braves football team. Takes the 1-0 outside and low and away, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Just a junior, all-league kicker. Could be all-state next year. The 2-0 to Wyatt is on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wyatt adjusts his helmet, looks down at Coach Joe Baumgartner in the third base coaching box to get the sign. Has it. Ready to go. Isaiah Connor checks the runner. And here comes the 2-1 on its way. It's laced right at the second baseman for the easy line out. L4 right there. Bryson Bryan making the play for Gladstone, and Wyatt Hesselman
the play for Banks,
is
first
retired
baseman,
for the second
2,
straight
Charlie
inning.
White.
Lining out the second baseman, and that's the second out of the inning for the Banks Braves. So 2 outs with runners on first and second for Charlie White. An RBI opportunity for Mr. Viking Charlie White. See if he can make like a Viking and attack the baseball.
Trying to see who's throwing in the Gladstone bullpen. Probably with 2 outs here, I wouldn't expect him to come in this situation, but possibly a new pitcher next inning.
Still waiting the first pitch to Charlie White from Isaiah Connor. Here it comes. It's a great breaking ball, and it dropped in on the inside part of the plate. Nice little 12-6 curve looked like right there, and Charlie watching it. And it's 0-1. Yeah, Isaiah Connor, times of brilliance, but then times of just losing it. Here's the kick, the 0-1 on its way, and that's right back down in the dirt. Or actually, that is the dirt down there. So 1-1. It's one of those multi-fields here at Ron Tonkin Field. playing surface is turf. Pitcher's mound and catch and home plate is dirt. The 1-1 is laced into right field and looks like that may drop into the corner. That's going to get foul. Out of play. Back into the barbecue concessions area here at Ron Tonkin Field. And the count goes to 1-2 to Charlie White. So he'll come back, pick up the bat. That's one more chance to drive in some insurance runs. Don't want to leave him in on base, particularly in scoring position. Connor checks the runners. Here comes the 1-2 to Charlie, and it is outside and high, and did it hit him?
Yeah.
It looks like it hit him, and yep, he takes off all the gear. And so bases are juiced
and guess
for
who's at the
Banks.
plate? Another Hesselman.
And it is the red-hot Hesselman, Colton Hesselman,
Stepping up to the plate for the Braves,
4
left fielder Colton Hesselman.
4 for 4 in the last 2 days is Colton Hesselman. The only other times that, he did he did have 2 other at-bats, but those were he was walked and then was hit by a batter, and those do not count as at-bats. So officially 4 for 4 at the plate over the last 2 ball games for Colton Hesselman. So, a little conversation timeout called by Finch to go talk with his battery mate, pitcher Isaiah Connor, to go over the situation and just really to calm him down and say, hey, kind of reassuring him that you look great at times. You need to just settle down and just play catch with me.
This might be to buy some time, too, for the bullpen, as I would expect a new pitcher next inning for Gladstone.
There's that, too, telling him to talk. But a lot of it is, pitcher and catcher getting on the same page here with a good hitter at the plate. Don't want to make a mistake. Definitely not to Colton Hesselman. Here's the first offering to Colton. It's inside and low. Great job of Finch to dig that one out of the dirt and keep Harry Gardner down there at third base.
And they're not really in a situation where they can pitch around him either because a walk still scores a run.
And Gardner at third, Justin Walters at second, Charlie White at first. And this is flied into center field, and that is just a can of corn back there for Brady Owen. And the side is retired. No runs on 1 base hit for Banks and 3 runners left on base. They leave the bases full here in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. It's still Banks 3 and Gladstone nothing. This is Banks Baseball presented by Jason Bond Remodeling.
North Plains Chamber of Commerce invites you to check out Oregon Coffee Roaster. Based in the Portland foothills, this wholesale roaster has decades of experience offering quality Arabica coffee and loose leaf tea to businesses. Whether you're a business customer interested in a bulk order of 10 pounds or more, or a residential customer interested in smaller quantities, contact them today for your coffee needs. Call 503-647-5102 or visit their website, OregonCoffee.com. Shannon Jennings of North Plains is your local independent insurance agent. Are you overpaying for insurance? She can partner with a vast range of insurance companies to provide you with the most competitive products and services. Whether it's your home, auto, commercial, or any other type of insurance, we take the time to learn about you, your family, and your business to find the best coverage to protect your unique needs. For quality insurance coverage at affordable prices, call 503-444-0566 or email Shannon at shannonjenningsinsurance.com. And we're back top of the 5th inning. Braves with a 3-0 lead, 1 in the first and 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Leading off for Gaston, number 12, third baseman Asher Gonzalez. Stepping into the batter's box for Gladstone, leading off the top of the 5th, number 12, third baseman Asher Gonzalez.
Pretty good contingency of fans from both followings here in the The stands here at Ron Tonkin Field for the Banks Braves and the Gladstone Gladiators. I'd say a few more Braves here as expected. It's just a drive east from Banks. A little bit more of a drive for Gladstone.
First pitch to start the fifth from Logan Kind is lifted straight back out of play over the top, 0-1.
It's now the 15th batter that Logan Kind has faced, just 3 over the minimum.
I believe just giving up one hit. 0-1 the count to Gonzalez, and nearly hit him. 1-1 the count after that pitch misses inside.
One hit with 4 Ks and just 1 walk.
The 1-1 from the lefty to Gonzalez, down low and inside, 2-1. Two-one delivery, right leg kick from Kind. The pitch is fouled off the first base side, 2-2. Should have a couple of softball broadcasts coming up next week. Kind gets the signal to start play from the home plate umpire. Slow roller to the right side. Third baseman Wyatt Hesselman slips and falls. Throw to Charlie White is low, but he's able to dig it out off the throw from Wyatt Hesselman to first. And there's one out here in the top of the fifth.
Emphatic call by the base umpire to sell that call. Let him know that he was on it, which he was right there.
Number 4, Isaiah Connor.
Isaiah Connor trying to help himself out as the pitcher of record for Gladstone in a 3-0 hole. Gladstone need to get some base runners.
First pitch from Logan Kind is kind of a half-swing foul up towards the concession stands off the first base side, 0-1. Justin Walters at third, not Wyatt Selleck. He slipped and fell on the turf, trying to make a move that on a play that was picked up by Wyatt Hesselman on the throw to first to pick up the first out. The 0-1 to Connor, strike on the outside corner, curveball, 0-2.
Great looking pitch from Logan Kind right there. Great job by Ashton Crossan, the catcher today for Banks, of freezing the ball and framing it right there.
Logan looking for another strikeout. This one is dribbled foul off the right side. Count remains 0-2. One out in the top of the fifth. Handful of strikeouts for Logan Kind, giving up just one hit. Pitch misses outside that time. Curveball never cut back across the plate. Had a little movement on it, but a little too late to get into the strike zone, 1-2. Isaiah Connor, the hitter. Pitch bounces in front of the plate. Nobody aboard, though. Count moves even at 2 balls and 2 strikes as it gets away from Ashton Crossan, the catcher. Two from Logan, covers up his face with the glove, and that's another swing and a miss for Gladstone. Another strikeout recorded for Logan Kind.
5th strikeout of the day for Logan.
Batting for Gladstone, number 16, second baseman Bryson Bryan. Think about it, too. Talk about Bryce and Brian, a great baseball name. Also baseball initials, BB. That's a walk if you're looking at baseball statistics. Pitch from Logan Kind is upstairs for ball one.
Also the initials of baseball, BB.
One-0 from the left-hander, Logan Kind. Pitch is overthrown but grounded right back to the right side. Throw to first, or left side, throw to first is in time, and Logan Kind again sets down the side in order in the top of the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 4.5 complete, it's still Banks 3 and Gladstone nothing. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back after this from Specialty Screen Printing.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
North Plains Chamber of Commerce invites you to Tenante's Pizza and Subs. Try one of the many specialty pizzas like the Mama Supremo or a delicious torpedo sub sandwich. Mention Westside Greatest Hits and save 10% off your order. Tenante's Pizza and Subs at the corner of Glencoe and Pacific in North Plains. Open 11 to 8:30 Monday through Saturday and Sunday 3 to 8 for carry-out and delivery. Visit the website, Tenante'sPizzaAndSubs.com, or call 503-647-5761.
And we're back bottom of the fifth inning. Likely not a 5-inning, 10-run rule victory for Banks unless they have some kind of offensive outburst here. A 3-0 lead. Yesterday, a 5-inning, 11-1 win over North Eugene.
Yeah, that was a 6-1 lead at entering the inning at this point. Banks was coming off of a 5-run fourth inning, and they added it with a 5-run fifth inning, showing that they have the ability to explode.
Logan Kind at the plate, starting pitcher for the Braves. First pitch is lifted into the gap, lined into the gap between first and second for a base hit for Logan Kind. Leadoff single in the bottom of the fifth.
Right on cue, the ability to explode. Logan Kind explodes on that first pitch. Just using the feeding off the momentum that he had last inning on the mound.
Crossing bunts, went up the third base line. Oh, just drifts foul about halfway up. A nice effort from Ashton Crossan to bunt the runner over to second.
Yeah, it was almost a beautiful laid down bunt, but just a little bit too hard that time as it just did go foul. Great job by the third base and shortstop for Gladstone to just let that one roll out and not touch it before it crossed the line.
Asher Gonzalez at third for Gladstone, letting that ball go foul. Pitch is down and in. Throw to first. Would have been a close play if the throw was clean, but he bounces it to the first baseman, Ben Hoffman. I think that pitch was down and in, 1-1. Runner first, Logan Kind, after a leadoff single to the gap in right between first and second. The 1-1 from Connor, fires and misses outside, 2-1. Again, Crossan showing bunt.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him show bunt and pull it back real quick and get a slap single right over the middle or into the gap. The gap's pretty wide open right now.
Pitch is just outside, 3-1. Crossan with a hitter's count, 3-1 advantage. Pitch is bunted right back to the pitcher. Throw to first is the only play. Nice effort to move the runner over. And with one out, the sacrifice bunt from Ashton Crossan moves Logan Kind over to second. Batting for Banks, number 17, center fielder Wyatt Selleck.
Wyatt trying to break out of the little funk that he's in. Wyatt Selleck, that is. He's 0 for 2 today, and Wyatt yesterday was 0 for 4, or 1 for 4. He did get a hit in the fifth inning, the 5-run fifth inning, but was 0 for 3 prior to that. So 0 for 3 prior to that, had a hit. Today he's 0 for 3. It could be Selleck time.
Time called by Gladstone as they're going to go out and visit with Isaiah Connor. Outfield does not come in. Nobody warming up in the bullpen, but there was towards the later stages of the fourth inning. Looks like they're going to keep him in for now.
Yeah, that was either to get somebody ready to go, and they either have him ready and in the dugout right now with a jacket on, or it was just to see if the guy that they wanted was ready to go, and maybe they deemed that he's not ready. Of course, again, Gladstone playing their fourth game in 4 days.
Just one out for the Braves. Runner at second, Logan Kind, after the sacrifice bunt from Ashton Crossan. Swing and a miss on a beautiful pitch. Foul tipped into the glove of Garrett Finch, 0-1. Wyatt Selleck, Braves center fielder at the plate.
Actually, beg your pardon. I said Wyatt Selleck was 0 for 3 today. He's 0 for 2 today. He was 0 for 3 yesterday and then had a single. 0 for 2 today.
And most of those 0 for 3 situations came with 2 outs with runners aboard. That pitch misses upstairs. Wyatt Selleck, one of the leading guards of the Banks Braves third place state championship team that defeated Seaside in the third place game at Marshfield a couple of weeks ago. The pitch misses up and in, 2-1. Braves in their final year as a member of the 4A classification will drop to the 3A next year and the Coastal Range League. 2-1 pitch is swung on and off the end of the bat right back at us, center of the screen, 2-2.
As I talked about in pregame, not all that uncommon to see teams play football in one classification and baseball in the rest of the classifications. Talked about North Eugene did that a year ago. They played football in 4A and 5A in the rest of the sports.
2-2 from Connor, looks at second where Logan Kind is situated, and pitch is behind Selleck, and Logan Kind is going to reach third after the pitch gets off the glove of Garrett Finch. And now one out and a sac fly or deep out will score Logan Kind from third.
Or a pass ball if it gets deep enough behind home plate. Not a lot of, here at Rontonka Field, not a lot of room behind home plate, so you really need to be fast and have a good jump.
Pitch is upstairs for ball 4. And Logan Kind, with his size, not sure he has the type of speed to try to score on a pass ball.
Runners at the corners now for Banks with one out.
At the plate for Banks, number 5 designated hitter, Christian Lyda. Time again has been called by Gladstone.
It's the second of the inning, so this might be change time.
Yeah, number 18 or 16. It's got to be 18 because Bryson Bryan is second baseman.
And that's going to be all for Isaiah Connor.
Payne Bowen listed as a right-handed pitcher. Coming in for Gladstone, new pitcher will be number 18, Payne Bowen. We'll take a 30-second break, and when we return, we'll complete the bottom of the fifth inning with a new pitcher on the hill for Gladstone.
The Army National Guard plays a vital role in your community. We're on the front lines supporting essential personnel, first responders, law enforcement, and medical professionals, delivering food, supplies, and medicine, keeping communities safe, making a difference. During emergencies, we're always ready, always there. Learn more about part-time service in the Army National Guard at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Oregon Army National Guard. Aired by the Oregon Association of Broadcasters and this station.
And we're back, bottom of the fifth inning, pitching change with one out for Gladstone as new pitcher comes in off the bench who was warming up last inning in the bullpen, number 18, Payne Bowen, listed as a right-handed pitcher and utility man. Will face Christian Lyda, Braves designated hitter, with one out.
Well, with 4 innings into his books for Banks, with Logan Kine pitching for the Braves, he has definitely reached a season high in pitches this year. Logan in making just his 3rd appearance in a Braves uniform. Last Friday, he came on in relief of the Hesselmans and threw 11 pitches. Tuesday at North Marion, he started the game and threw just 12 pitches, and I'm sure he's well over, if you total that up, that's 23 pitches. I'm sure he's well over 23 pitches today.
Christian Lyda will be the first hitter Payne Bowen faces. Runner at first goes. Pitch is high. Throw to second is
indifferent.
Thrown short of the bag. So now runners at second. 1 ball count to Christian Lyda. 1 out. Runner at second takes away the double play. Pitch is upstairs, 2-0.
That's a good thing for the Braves. Not so good for Gladstone.
Two ball count from Bowen inside to Christian Lyda, and he still has not thrown a strike. 3 ball count to Christian Lyda, and if he gets on board, a base hit could score all 3 runs because Christian Lyda has that kind of speed.
Well, making the adjustment from the bullpen mound to the game mound can be an adventure sometimes and take a little bit to get used to. And it's all the same distance, but it's a little bit different. Well, and of course, if you look at the 2 mounds, there's a dirt mound out there, and there's a turf mound, a ramp kind of a thing in the bullpen. So.
And that one's lifted down the right field line. It's going to drift foul, though, over towards the end of the metal bleachers on the left field line, 3-2.
Gets up onto the grassy berm out in left field.
The cheap seats for Hillsborough Hops home games. Tickets out there as cheap as $7. Very affordable place to watch a minor league baseball game. Great spring and summer atmosphere as Christian swings and misses on strike 3 for out number 2.
That is the second time today that Christian has struck out swinging for the Braves.
At the plate for Banks, second baseman number 4, Harry Gardner.
One more chance to bring these runners, 2 runners in scoring position for the Braves here in the bottom of the 4th. One more chance to do that with 2 outs.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Harry Gardner at the plate. Time called as he steps out of the box. Still runners at second and third, but 2 outs now after the strikeout by Christian Lyda, and that one's looked like it. I think the wind knocked that one down a little bit, although there doesn't appear to be much wind. Looked like it was going to be over the head of the shortstop. But that will do it for the 5th inning, and the Braves strand a couple of runners in scoring position at second and third. We head to the top of the 6th, and Jonathan Lee will be back with the 6th inning when we return after this from Jason Bond Remodeling.
Thinking about updating your kitchen or bath? James Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They offer stone countertop fabrication and installation and cabinet installation services. They'll do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based locally in Washington County, they'll do jobs in most Portland metro locations. Call 503-753-9993 or email jasonbondremodeling@gmail.com. Jason Bond Remodeling, Oregon CCV number 227733.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
It's 8-0.
You're up.
To the top of the 5th inning we go. Logan Kind back out there to work on the pitcher's mound for the Banks Braves, and he has done a marvelous job here as he has thrown 5 innings and has actually shut down Gladstone 1, 2, 3 the last 2 innings. He has 3 1, 2, 3 innings. 3 of the 5 innings he's thrown have been 1, 2, 3, and he's just allowed just 1 over the minimum in the 2nd and 3rd innings. So 3 batters faced in 3 of those innings. That's 9 batters faced, and then 17. That's 2 over the minimum. We start at the top of the 6th inning, and leading things off for the Gladstone Gladiators is Ethan Walsh taking a cold strike on the low part of the strike zone. It's 0-1 from Logan Kind entering his 6th inning of work. Logan gets the sign. It goes into his windup. Here's the 0-1. Inside, right there, strike 2. Logan He's still got the gas here even into the 6th inning. Firing it good. He only pitched 12 innings, started and only pitched 12 pitches against North Marion, but he's thrown well more than 12 today. It looked good today, and there is a beautiful strike 3 called. Take a picture, Ethan Walsh. It usually lasts longer.
Top of the order for Gladstone, left fielder Charlie Pease.
A backwards K for Ethan Walsh, and that is the first strikeout of the inning, his first out of the inning, and that is now the 5th strikeout of this game for Logan Kind, who's just getting better and better, stronger and stronger as the game goes along. And he'll face the top of the order in Charlie Pease, and throws a pitch high for ball 1. That's the first non-strike pitch by Logan Kind this inning. Looks like that one just kind of came off his fingertips a little bit before he was ready for it, too. Here's the 1-0 offering from Kind, and it's high and outside, ball 2. Breaking ball that broke a little too much on the outside part of the strike zone. Great job by Crossan to bring it in. The 2-0 on its way from Logan Kind. And it's swing tapped right back to Kind, fielding his position well. Once again, the 3rd time he's done so, flips it over to Charlie White to record Charlie Pease for the 2nd out here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 up, 2 down, and let's see if
first baseman Ben Hoffman,
Logan
number 11
Kind
at the plate
can
for
get
Gladstone.
his 3rd straight perfect inning. Should be a 1-2-3. Now faced 19 batters and pitches right down Broadway to Hoffman. 0-1. $19 batters faced, 2 over the minimum. That pitch is inside and high, but it called on the inside corner, strike 2. That's probably not going to make the Gladstone faithful too happy.
Initially, I thought I hit him.
Yeah, it did look very, very close to the batters. He's really crouched in there, but benefit going to the pitcher. 0-2 on the way from Kind is ripped into the seats, or not into the seats, but ripped first base side to the batter's box. So the count remains 0-2. Logan will reach back and try to fire another strike in there and get his team back in the dugout, score some more runs. Here comes the 0-2 offering from Logan. It's swung on and popped straight up on the right side. Charlie White giving chase, but it's going to get into the home side dugout over there, first base dugout. And the fourth pitch of this at bat, but still the count 0-2. Top of the sixth inning, Banks leading at 3-0 over the Gladstone Gladiators. Braves ranked number 3 in the state according to the coaches, the 4A coaches poll. Logan has his sign. The kick, the 2-0 offering is on the outside corner, hit straight up the middle. That's going to get into center field. And a base hit by Hoffman. A great piece of hitting right there to just wait for his pitch and finds the one he likes. And that breaks up a string of
Batting for Gladstone,
8 straight retired by
9, Brady
Logan
Owen.
Kind.
I think that's just his second hit given up today, too.
It is. So he set down more than 8, 3, 6. Yes, had set down 11 straight batters prior to that. Throw back over to first base, and Hoffman is back with ease. Brady Owen is the batter standing in the batter's box for Gladstone. Top of the sixth, 1 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch to Owen, and it's fouled back to the screen. And the count goes to 0-1. Logan has really been for the most part, been in control of his pitches and really commanded the strike zone well today. Had a couple of missteps along the way, but looking pretty solid overall and has been ahead of most of the hitters he's faced today, which has been putting Gladstone in a situation to be aggressive and go after it. Here's the throw back over to first base. Diving back in safely is Hoffman. Count still remains 0-1 to Brady Owen. Hayden Smith on deck, the Gladstone shortstop. Here comes the pitch. It's down low in the dirt and dug out nicely by Ashton Crossan. Just a little bit in front of home plate. 1-1 to Brady Owen. Should say Hayden Smith on deck, hoping he gets the chance to hit. Banks is hoping he stays on deck with 2 outs. Here comes the 1-1 offering from Logan Kind on the outside corner. Looked pretty good. Been calling that pitch all day, and now all of a sudden it's just ball 2. Nothing that'll drive a baseball fan more crazy than a changing strike zone. You call it one way early in the game and then change it later in the game. Here comes the 2-1 offering from Logan Kind. It's on the inside corner. That also has been called a strike early on, and now all of a sudden it's ball 3. 3-1. Looked pretty good. It was right there. Might have been a little bit high. And it's 3-1, and now time is called as Brady Owen might be cramping up a little bit, doing some stretches outside of the batter's box. Home plate umpire watching him very closely. Now I think he's ready to go. 3-1 is the count to Brady Owen. Logan Kind out there 5 2/3 innings of a 3-0 lead. Here's the kick, and the offering is on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. No, it's just strike 2. It's 3-2 is the count now. 3-2, the count runs full to Brady Owen. So one more opportunity for Gladstone. Thought he was going to ring him up there, and it even looked like he was going to put the foot forward. But here's the 3-2 offering. It's down low. Ball 4. And runner went on to second, Hoffman, but he's going to get down to second on the walk. And a timeout is called as making the slow walk to the mound is Coach Joe.
Wyatt's going to take over.
And I think we are going to have a pitching change here. That's going to be the end of the line for Logan Kine. He's going to go to first base. And Charlie White looks like he's probably going to come out. But we'll get that all sorted now. We'll take a break, and we'll be back after this. Pitching change timeout. Banks leading at 3-0.
Thinking about buying or selling a home? Sarah Hesselman, realtor with Keller Williams Realty, will help you with your real estate needs. Call 503-313-0748 or email Sarah at sarahhesselman.com. Serving your community daily and proud to support the starting lineup of your bank's Braves. Sarah Hesselman, realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Call 503-313-0748.
Rankings are important numbers in determining Oregon high school playoffs. So are rankings when choosing a lender to help you with purchasing or refinancing your home. Our local community home loan expert, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, is ready to help you win the day. Call Christy today for all of your home loan needs at 503-327-5302 or caliberhomeloans.com/kvanmeter. Christy Van Meter, NMLS number 1700271, state licensed in Oregon, an equal housing lender. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
Wyatt Hesselman will finish his warm-up tosses out on the hill as he plays catch with Ashton Crossan as the day has come to an end for Logan Kine. Well, not quite come to an end for Logan Kine. He is still responsible for a couple of runners on base, which with the tying run coming up to the plate, Trevor, probably a right time to make the move here and go to Wyatt Hesselman.
Yeah, runners at first and second, giving up just the second hit of the game in the top half of the sixth. And after a beautiful pitching job by Logan Kine, want to try to preserve the win by bringing in Wyatt Hesselman for a possible save opportunity.
Six strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings for Logan Kine.
New right fielder for the Braves, Logan Kine.
Giving up 2 hits. Just 2 hits. And so far, just 1 run today. But those runners on first and second are the responsibility of Logan Kine. But Wyatt Hesselman with 2 outs coming on here in the top of the 6th, trying to keep those 2 runners on the bases. That is his summons. Charlie White remains at first base. Logan Kine goes into left field. And Colton Hesselman now playing shortstop. 2-2 offering is fouled away, or the first offering, rather, to Brady Owen.
It's not. It's number 9, Christian Line.
Yeah.
Shortstop.
It's Hayden Smith in the batter's box. First offering to him is fouled away, so it's 0-1 to Hayden Smith. The 1-0 is way inside and low from Wyatt Hesselman, and it goes to 2-0.
Really surprised that didn't hit him.
So runner on second base is Hoffman. Brady Owen on first base with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. The 2-0 pitch from Wyatt is popped up on the right side, and that's going to get over the roof. You might have heard it there. And that's going to run the count to 2-1 to Hayden Smith. Garrett Finch would be next. He's on deck if Gladstone keeps the inning alive.
He fouled off the first pitch.
Here comes the 1-2 offering from Wyatt Hesselman. It hits in the dirt, gets behind, away from the catcher, Crossan, and into the backstop, and that's going to allow the runners to move up a bag. Both runners in scoring position at second and third. Double play is out, but that doesn't matter anything because there's 2 outs.
A little drama makes baseball a lot more fun. It's really no fun winning or losing in a 10-run plus victory.
2-2 count now to Hayden Smith. And here's the offering from Wyatt Hesselman. It's down low. It's over the plate, but down low. In fact, Crossan even got away from him. Crossan got crossed up and lost the ball. 3-2. 2 outs. There is a base open at first base. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that's upstairs, way over the head of Hayden Smith. In fact, he had to crouch down. And that base that's open is now filled. All the sacks are filled across the diamond.
Garrett Finch.
Gladstone with perhaps their best scoring opportunity today. Sacks juice. We saw the sacks juice one other time earlier. Banks had him juiced, and Gladstone kept him juiced. See if Banks can return the favor. First offering to Garrett Finch is down low for a ball from Wyatt Hesselman, who's come on in relief of Logan Kind. Went 5 2/3 innings. Pretty good job, just ran out of gas. Second batter face now for Wyatt Hesselman. There's a swung on pitch that's driven into the left side and out of play.
Now playing shortstop for the Braves, number 5, Christian Lyda.
So Logan Kind goes out to left field. Christian Lyda comes in to play catcher for Wyatt Hesselman, who comes in to pitch. But Colton Hesselman was in left field. We'll get that all straight out. The pitch is inside. It turns Finch inside. Count goes to 2-1, I believe, with 2 outs. Hesselman takes a long look, has a sign, comes set at the belt. The kick, the pitch, inside. Ball 3. 3-1, nowhere to put Garrett Finch. The sacks are juiced. It's a 3-0 game, trying to preserve the shutout here in the top of the 6th inning. The 3-1 on its way. It's ball 4 and shutout no more. It's a bases-loaded walk by Garrett Finch, and trotting home to score is Hoffman with Gladstone's first run of the game. Moving up to third is Brady Owen and Hayden Smith to second. Sack still juiced with 2 outs. All this transpiring with 2 outs, and it's a 3-1 game right now. Now, any poke to the outfield, to a gap, could give Gladstone the lead. If it gets into the gap to the wall, they could clear the bases, and Gladstone, just like that, could have the lead. Here's the first offering to Asher Gonzalez. It's low and inside, ball 1. Wyatt still trying to find the strike zone. Coming in from shortstop to the mound. Not the easiest thing to do. Here's a line shot right at Charlie White at first base. He'll catch it, tag the base, and that will be that. So an unassisted ground out by Asher Gonzalez. And Gladstone will lead the bases loaded here in the 6th inning, but 1 is all they're going to get. Damage done. The shutout no more. We played 5.5. It's Banks 3, Gladstone 1. Back after this for the home half of the 6th inning coming up. You're listening to Banks Baseball presented by Jason Bonner Modeling.
You could save hundreds of dollars by moving another loan over to Wana Credit Union. Receive cash or make no payments for 90 days. Get started by visiting wana.fcu.org. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsborough. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahays.com, or call us at 503-648-2341.
One run, one hit, no errors, and 3 left. That was the line score in the top of the 6th for the Gladstone Gladiators as they do push across that seemingly elusive run there in the 6th inning to end the shutout. And so that'll close the book on Logan Kind. He ends up giving up 1 run on 2 hits. He walked just a couple of batters in the game. Walked, I think, ended up with 2 walks, but 6 strikeouts, and he still stands to win this game as Banks is leading 3-1. Wyatt Hesselman came
Batting
on
for Banks,
to make
bottom
sure
of the order, number 3, third
they got
baseman
out
Justin
that last
Walters.
out, and we'll see if Wyatt Hesselman comes up in the 7th or not. But Banks now, their lead is trimmed to 2, 3-1, and it is the job of the next 3 to try and get it back. Justin Walters to lead it off for the Banks Braves. First pitch taken upstairs for ball 1. As on for his second inning of work is Bowen. It's Payne Bowen, the pitcher for Gladstone. The 1-0 on its way. It's laced into right center field. That is going to be caught by the right fielder, Cohen Days. I thought it had a chance to maybe drop, but Cohen Days had a beat on it and ran it down. And that is how the home half of the 6th inning gets underway.
Top of the order at the
with
plate
the fly
for the
out
Braves,
to
shortstop.
right field.
Starting shortstop Wyatt Hesselman.
And that is the first time that Justin Walters has not reached base today. He doubled in the 3rd inning, came around to score, and walked in the 4th inning. Was stranded at 2nd and now flies out. Top of the order for Banks, Wyatt Hesselman, the shortstop turned pitcher. First offering way outside and high, gets completely back to the backstop, and I believe that'll go down as it hit the glove of Garrett Finch, so it'll go down as a pass ball because it actually hit in his glove. But ball 1 to Wyatt Hesselman with 1 out here in the home half of the 6th. The 1-0 upstairs, ball 2. Good eye by Wyatt. Banks did this a lot yesterday against North Eugene pitching, made them throw a lot of pitches. Exhibited a lot of patience at the plate, made them throw a lot of pitches and pick the one they want. The 2-0 on its way. It's high and inside, ball 3. 3-0 now to the top of the order, Wyatt Hesselman. And if Wyatt gets on base, that means we could have a show with Colton Hesselman a couple batters later. And there's ball 4, and Wyatt does take his free pass. A walk. Maybe Gladstone got confused with which Hesselman it actually was. The plate
for Banks.
And this is a dangerous combination right here for Gladstone to be playing with because now they have Wyatt Hesselman at first, Trevor, with Charlie White up, and then he's followed right behind him as Colton Hesselman.
The first 4 batters of the order, you have a good mix of speed and power.
Here's the first offering to Charlie White is up for ball 5. Yes, ball 5. 5th straight ball thrown by Payne Bowen. First to Charlie White. And there is strike 1 off a foul ball to the left side. So count to Charlie White as 1 ball and 1 strike.
You have the bread of Wyatt Hesselman and Colton Hesselman sandwiching power from Charlie White and Logan Kind, the top 4 hitters in the order for Banks.
Time has been called. Now it's back in with a 1-1 count to Charlie White. Bowen peers into Finch to get the sign, has it, and comes set. Here's the 1-1 offering to Charlie White. It's fouled back over our heads, out of play after it hits the top of the roof here at Ron Tonkin Field. And the count 1-2. And now Charlie really got to tighten up and protect the plate. See if we can get around on one on time and drive one to the gap. There is quite a big hole in between center field and right field. Here's the 1-2. Just misses upstairs, a little high. Was over the plate, but a little bit high, and the count runs 2-2 to Charlie White. Payne Payne Bowen is the pitcher, relief pitcher for Gladstone. The 2-2 offering on its way to Charlie. Swung on, driven out of play on the left side. And we'll refresh and do it again at 2-2. Recalculating. Payne Bowen leans in, has the sign, checks the runner at first. And here comes the 2-2. Runner going down to second. And ball low, 3-2. And they're going to give him second base. That's Wyatt Hesselman. Trotting into scoring position now, trying to get at least that run back that they gave up in the top of the sixth. 3-2 count. The payoff pitch coming up to Charlie White, waving that black beauty around. And here's the pitch. It's high and outside, ball 4. So first base occupied again. Back-to-back walks given up by Payne Bowen after getting Justin Walters to fly out to right field. And now here comes Colton
Batting number
Hesselman.
10, left fielder Colton Hesselman.
That man stands in. That guy. The left-handed batter's box against the right-handed pitcher for Gladstone. Wyatt Hesselman leads away from second. Charlie White from third. Colton Hesselman stands in the batter's box with one out. Here comes the Payne Bowen offering. First offering is lined down right at the first baseman. Going to go to second for one. Back to first. Not in time. Threw it away. Coming home to score is Wyatt Hesselman. And the Braves do get that run back. Having to manufacture runs again. But, yeah, Charlie White put out. Going to go down as 4-6 on the put out. Or 3-6 on the put out at second base. And then on the fielder's choice,
Batting
Colton
for Banks,
Helton
new right
at
fielder,
first
starting
base.
pitcher Logan Kind.
So 1 run in, 2 outs in the inning, and it's now 4-1 Banks. In the bottom of the 6th, trying to get more, Logan Kind at the plate. Logan Kind went to right field. That's right, because Christian Leida was in right field.
It was
or
Jack Leida.
Jack Leida. Christian Leida was hitting for Jack Leida, who was in right field. Now Christian Leida's in the batting lineup, or still in the lineup, but
takes away the DH.
The DH is out. And
Aaron
there's a rip shot into right field, and it's going to get into the corner. And see you later. A 2-run home run for the former pitcher Logan Kind. The first home run here at Rontocken Field for the Banks Braves this season. See you on the other side. As Logan will touch them all, get out of the park. 2-run shot, and that will put up a 3 spot, another crooked number in the bottom of the 6th for the Banks Braves. That'll help.
Definitely adds a few insurance runs.
And that'll make it a 6-1 ball game here in
Batting
the
for
bottom
Banks,
of the
number
6th.
20, catcher Ashton Crossan.
And that comes with 2 outs in the inning. So 2 outs, so what? Ashton Crossan, the catcher, coming in, and that hits him square in the back. The first offering, and another base runner on base. Another runner on base. That is the second time that Ashton Crossan has been hit by a pitch in this game. And, yeah, home plate umpire is in the infield. I think he might be giving a warning right now.
Pinch runner for the Braves, Ashton Crossan at first base. Number 19, Blake Jewett.
So Blake Jewett going to come in to run for Ashton Crossan, who is the catcher today. And with 2 outs, that's actually the rule in OSAA. It's been a rule for at least 3 years now that if here's the pitch to Wyatt Selleck, it's outside, ball 1. If you're the catcher and you get on base with 2 outs, you can pinch run for him. It's a free substitution. Means that's just a pinch runner. He comes in to pinch run because the idea is to get him back in the dugout so he can gear up to be ready It's a way to kind of speed things up so you're not having to, because it takes time. I mean, I've been a catcher myself. It takes time to gear up and put all that stuff on. That's a lot of gear you're wearing.
Bowen really having problems, too, on the inner part of the plate.
2-0 is the count to Wyatt Selleck. Blake Jewett pinch running at first base, and that one finds the outside part of the plate, just caught the corner. And it's 2-1 now to Wyatt Selleck. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. A fly out by Justin Walters to lead off the frame, and then Charlie White was forced out at second. Here comes the 2-1, swung on and missed. Evens things at 2-2. Wyatt Selleck reached on a walk last inning and was stranded at second base. Has a ground out and a couple of ground outs, a ground out and a pop out. And the 2-2 is upstairs and high, and it's ball 3. 3-2 now to Wyatt.
I know you're not going to be here for the post game, but right now my hero of the game probably has to go to Logan Kind with his.
Oh, that's without question. Here comes the payoff pitch. Nope. Going to go up a throwback over to first base. A quick snap throw over to first. Trying to catch Crossan napping, but he's not napping. He's alert. Wyatt Selleck at the plate. The payoff pitch to Selleck, and it's swung on and missed. Strike 3, and down go the Banks Braves, but not before they strike and do some damage, taking a 6-1 lead on it goes down as a fielder's choice RBI by Colton Hesselman that scored Wyatt Hesselman, and then Logan Kind hits one down the short porch and right field line, a 2-run home run, scoring Colton in front of him. And with 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base, our score now after 6 complete, it's the Banks Braves 6, Gladstone 1. Trevor Beard will take you the rest of the way. When we come back, you're listening to Banks Baseball, presented by Chase & Bond Remodeling.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand it's more than a farm, it's your life. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect what you've worked for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves.
Call American Family Agent Terry Powell in Gaston, 503-521-8842.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
American Family Insurance.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post. 2-2, the count, top of the 7th inning. 2 outs for Gladstone at the plate. Number 5, Colin Smith. Pitch from Wyatt, swung on and missed. Dropped by Cross, and the throw to first is in time, and that'll do it. Final score, Banks 6, Gladstone 1. Banks will not come to the plate in the bottom of the 7th with the 5-run lead. They'll be at Gladstone on Tuesday. We should have a couple of broadcasts for you coming up next week for softball at least. Our final score, Banks 6 and Gladstone 1. Hero of the game goes to Logan Kind, allowing just 1 run on 2 hits, pitching 5 1/3 innings before giving up the lone run after Wyatt Hesselman came in with runners on first and second, but the run that scored was allowed on base by Logan Kind, which was his second hit of the game. But then in the bottom half of the 6th inning, Logan Kind with a 2-run shot over the right field wall near the 325 marker to make the score 6-1, and that was our final score. So that'll do it for Jonathan Lee, who has already left the facility. I'm Trevor Beard. Thanks for listening and following along on YouTube and watching our video broadcast as well. I'm Trevor Beard. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the sunshine, and God bless, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night.